Mente Libre. Un espacio para que encuentres las posibilidades que tu cuerpo, mente y alma necesitan.
Gracias, Malena, por permitirme hacer esta entrevista a Chandan Goswami. Él es un gurú que vino de la India y transmite un mensaje de espiritualidad y paz y amor, y está acá con nosotros compartiendo. Nice to meet you, Chandan.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Chandan, me gustaría saber el significado de la espiritualidad según tu punto de vista.
See, spirituality is something which should be understood by the spirit only. There is three things in our body. There is a spirit, this physical body, and mind. And what happens now that people actually are more focused to know the spirituality by body, not by the spirit. So what happens that people always try to understand some spiritual paths, or they try to get the feeling when they go to some new places, any spiritual places, and they try to feel that spiritual feelings by their senses, five senses, by their either eyes, by tasting some good food, or by hearing some good nice spiritual music, or they feel it on their skin. You know, it's just some kind of outward things which people have come up with now. And what is the problem? That our spirit don't understand the body's external, these senses languages. Why? Because these senses, the five senses of our body, they are quite very limited. They only understand the outward things, they don't understand the inward stuff. If any ant is crawling on my body, I can feel that ant on my body. But inside me, there is all the blood is flowing, but I cannot feel that blood. People can smell all the things from outside, but if you really put the logic, whatever you eat, everything is his stomach, but you don't even smell anything. Until the next morning you go to bathroom. But it's more above than these five senses. It's more like when you go to sleep and your five senses are in a relaxed mode, they don't even work. But on that time your spirit and your mind works. Goes to some another dimensions, goes to the another spiritual world, try to maybe connect you with some another reality, but people don't even want to even get into it. But spirituality is something which can be experienced more rather than feeling by our five these senses.
¿Y cómo sugerís dar ese primer paso para soltar los cinco sentidos y conectarse con esta sensación, con este interior?
See, there is as I said, there is three things in our body. There is a body, then there is our spirit, and then there is a mind. Now what happens, people talk about in every religion about there is demons are there, and then there is a God is there. The devil and God, they fight with each other. Let's say what in their, if they believe on this, they are right. But right now, right away, we also deal with the God and the devil in ourselves as well. The body, let's say, put the logic in here, the body is more like a devil or a demon, and the spirit is God. And now the mind is the place whoever will capture this mind will actually will rule yourself. Now what happens that these five senses, they have captured the mind. When they have captured the mind, your body, your soul is not really working on anything, because this is us only who can make ourselves good and ourselves bad. There is no, we can make ourselves as a demon, or we can even make ourselves as a God man. There is no, it means that all the good qualities in us and all the bad qualities is also in us. So what is the problem now? That people are too much into finding the happiness, and now with the time when everything is so perfectly organized in our countries, you go out, if you want vegetable, you can get the vegetable. There is a shop, everything. Everyone have their mobiles, everyone have the computer, laptop. No one even have to go and do much more things, but still people are unhappy.
Yeah, probably more unhappy than before.
Yes, very true, very true. Why? Because we are too much engrossed ourselves now into the body, because of these five senses. All the advertisement we see is all about this body, related with your body. If you really think about it, see, if you go to the Eastern culture, in the Eastern culture or the Western culture, if you really like try to differentiate, here everything is all about deodorant or perfumes. You start your morning by putting so many perfumes and everything, not for yourself. I'm so sorry to say, not for yourself, to actually smell good for others, to impress others that I have wore a very nice smell today, so everyone can say, oh, you smell very good. And to hide your own bad odor or a natural normal odor. Now what happens? Now if you don't get your brand of deodorant or any perfume, you get crazy, you go one shop to another shop, then another shop to another shop, but still until you don't even get something which is maybe similar, or you don't even get the same product. So the smell of your nose is more about your body. But if you talk about the Eastern countries, in the Eastern, it's like India, or maybe like, you know, all the other places, there in their sanctrums, in their temples, or in their mosque, or in the Buddha temples, we have the incense sticks, or we have like some smells which we put it in the, you know, in the sanctum, in that. So there the smell is used for your soul mainly, not for your body.
And not to impress.
True.
Not to impress anyone.
Not to impress anyone. In the same way, the same thing goes with the music also. Everyone here just go for different shows. Going for what? They're just going to hear the music for their ears. Oh, today I want to go for a techno, or maybe I want to go for a hip hop, or I want to go for a reggae. Yeah, but in the Eastern side, there are more like a spiritual music for your soul. So this is the difference. When you actually start to feed your soul, you know, and don't even give much importance to your five senses callings, or like, you know, the way which starts to make your mind crazy, then you start to develop your spirit more naturally.
And how does this all relate to meditation?
Well, everything is related with meditation, because now as there is a fight, the battlefield is mind. So what mind thinks right now? What mind thinks? Does he thinks always about your body, or does it thinks of God, which is a spirit? So now if it is always thinking about your five senses, oh, I have to go and eat pizza in that restaurant, oh, I want Coca-Cola from there, oh, I want to hear something, so let me start television. So if are you every moment is hearing about that, or you are just hearing your soul's voice also? In most of the cases you don't hear that voice. So how can you hear it? Then you start to do meditation, and that meditation actually start to clear your thoughts. So when you clear your thoughts, you actually by that meditation provokes or wake up that soul which is sleeping for so long to come and take over your mind.
Do you think meditation is a state that you practice, or is something that happens all day long once you get used to it?
Well, you start with the practice. But then, as what I follow is I follow the path of devotion, and on the path of devotion is the path of love, in simple way. And in the simple way, we see, you know, I always see people who are in love. Maybe for us, their love doesn't make any sense to us. Sometimes. But this is where the logic never works. They are crazy for that love, but they don't want to understand. So we see in the schools and in colleges how even you you know, you are studying and the class teacher or the teacher, subject teacher is giving a class, but you're still under the table writing to your lover by a mobile, trying to be connected. So this is what is that? This is actually a meditation, meditation of your lover. In a very same way, you know, you start meditating first as a practice, but afterward, once you develop that connection, then wherever you go, but you still are connected with that God.
I'm interested in knowing how was your way, how did you learn all of this?
Oh, well, I was born in that family of gurus, and I met hundreds of gurus or thousands of gurus, you know, since birth, but I was never interested really to get into this, you know, because my body was actually telling me to do something.
Yeah. Go dancing techno.
So I was more into like, okay, I want to go for a modeling, or maybe I want to go for a air hostess, for as a flight attendant or something.
Yeah.
But then with the time I started understanding with logic that why and what shall I really do. Then there was, see, in this body we have four things. In this body we have four things, and by these four things only, no matter which religion you belong to, you try to connect with that God with those four things. So either it is your physical, your body, or your psychologically you try to connect with that God, or you energize your chakra, or you try to energize yourself, or you love that God, emotionally you connect yourself. So I gave my you know, penny to every of that you know, that path, no matter which religion it was, but I just wanted to see whether it works or not. So I put my logic also, because many religions, many philosophies are completely bogus at the end if you really put the logic. Because they don't really make any sense. They are not talking about God. They are not even giving you a God. They are just trying to make you happy. And you cannot be happy for sure. Because any other person comes, speak back to you, you are unhappy. It's so simple. It's very simple. So other people actually drive you crazy. You don't drive yourself crazy. So I found that every other people were talking about this happiness, and or maybe they were talking about God, but at the end they were practicing, oh God, I want bread, oh God, please save me, protect me, oh God, please give me this, oh God, please give me that. I was like, you are still dealing with your five senses, you're not dealing with your spirit. Even though you are saying love is God, so you should go and ask that God, please God, love me, and I want to love you back. But all these religions always talk about, you know, all the prayers, 99% of prayers in every religion, they always talk about one thing, two things. The prayers are either because out of greed or out of fear. When fear is there, love is not there. When greed is there, love is not there. So physically you can try and serve any community, any cause, any society, but still you're not connected emotionally. You know, it's like you are living a relationship with your wife and you are trying to serve her because she is your just wife, and you are not really connected with her anymore. So that's not called a relationship. So then intellectual, you know, like by knowledge you try to connect, because there are so many paths which talk about that knowledge. It's more about self-realization. It's not God's realization. You try to see yourself and within. What do you need to see within? You know, your wife is right there, want the love from you, and you're like, oh, let me just try to self-realize myself. That's not gonna give you any kind of a relationship, and you won't connect yourself. How can you connect? You start to give your love to her directly. So in a very same way, God is right there, and you're trying to meditate of finding yourself within, you know, so that doesn't work.
Again the ego.
Again the ego. So these two. Then third was, you know, the chakras. People talk about that there are the 8 chakras. The Hatha Yoga in India we have, or Raja Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, people are very much fond with. But it's like, this is the energy you are actually opening up. For what? Again the question comes, for what? for no reason, because you just want to go to some other planets, on the other universe, you want to send your soul on a journey, fine, you can do it, but again you're not meeting any God, because energy and energy cannot really make a relationship. It cannot never make a relationship. So I felt that this path is also not for me. So the real right path is that God says that only the children, or the Jesus says that only the child can come and reach or see my my home or of the heaven. And that child is like childlike, who is
the inner child, or
inner child, who is directly connected with her mother and directly have put the faith on God or on the mother. In the same way, when we actually put our faith on our God and have 100% faith and emotionally connected with Him, no matters what you do, everything is just right there.
I'm very interested in knowing how is one day in your life. What do you do first in the morning? How do you follow some practice, or do whatever you feel at the moment, your connection?
Now let me tell you about this. It's a very simple thing. As if you are emotionally attached with someone. So when you are emotionally attached with someone, you want to serve him. So if you are emotionally attached with your wife, you want to just serve your wife. If you are together, you will serve all the time. So I'm also serving my God all the time, so my body is in use. Mentally, I'm always thinking about her, want to know more what she likes, what she doesn't like, what my God's like, what He doesn't like. So I'm more connected to finding that by the knowledge. So I'm using my mind as well all day long, and I'm putting all my energy to make this relationship work. So this is not just a 5 minutes or 10 minutes I'm doing some kind of a prayer, or 1 or 2 hours I'm not doing for a prayer. Since I'm awake till I'm going to sleep, every moment is a prayer for me, and I'm doing that meditation.
Beautiful. Do you how do you get connected? Not you, but when someone comes to you, or they are in anger, or they are in rage, or they are in fear, how do they deal with those emotions? How do you advise them to deal with those emotions?
See, the whole thing starts that the anger is such thing which you have developed with the time. When you were born, you were born with happiness and peace within you. But now what has happened, that by the time you got mature, that happiness could be turned into ecstatic mode, but you are not ecstatic anymore, you are unhappy. So now what happens when you are unhappy, you are not even constantly unhappy. If I would say, you are just okay, just fine, dealing
50% of the time.
So what has happened, that what we have not developed, which we had to develop, was when we were child, anyone could come and make us unhappy, and we very quickly could become unhappy. But with the time, we did not develop that quality in us, that if anyone come to us, no problem, I will not get angry. So what happens, that anger is what? Anger is a absence or absent, or is a opposite of your own happiness. So your happiness is not in control. People come to me and ask, how can I control my anger? And I say, you don't need to control your anger, you need to control your happiness, so it won't actually go from you.
Yeah, pretty clear.
Yeah, because you have to keep it tight with your happiness. So anyone comes and speaks bad to you, no problem, you speak, I'm not even taking that. But what happens, it is your happiness is not in control. When your happiness is not in control, any person can make you unhappy quite easily. So you have given your your key of your mind to other people. So this is the problem. So I tell them that you don't need to ever control your anger. Anger is nothing. The only problem is that you are not controlling your happiness. Once you will start to control your happiness, you are always happy.
Would you like to say someone, people from all over the world comes and see you when you arrive to any country? or different countries. And now you're in Argentina. Would you like to give a message for people in Argentina?
Well, I can say one thing, that this country is for dulce de leche, very famous for dulce de leche, and just you have to control your happiness and keep that sweetness all over the time, and that will actually start to show the real dulce de leche nature of every Argentinian to the world.
I'm delighted to have you here.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias a ustedes que estuvieron aquí. Hoy los hicimos leer un poquito. Gracias, Malena, por la oportunidad de entrevistar a Chandan Goswami, y los esperamos en un ratito más en Mente Libre TV.
Si querés saber más sobre las flores de Bach originales, tu opción es Lodner, los representantes en Argentina del Centro Bach de Inglaterra. Entra hoy a www.lodner.com.ar. Regístrate y te regalamos un curso introductorio gratuito.
Prepárate. Ya suena en tu mente otra televisión. Contenidos diferentes en tiempo real. Somos el medio para que vos puedas compartir tus propuestas con todo el mundo. Estás en la televisión del futuro. Estás en Arinfo TV.
Gracias, Malena, por la oportunidad de hacer una entrevista más para Mente Libre TV. Hoy con Silvia Vázquez. Ella siempre nos cuenta secretos de los ángeles, secretos del mundo femenino, pero hoy quiero juntar estos dos mundos y preguntarte, ¿cómo relacionamos el mundo del angélico con la energía femenina o la sanación de la energía femenina?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Los ángeles se relacionan con todas las energías, y como somos seres electromagnéticos, la energía eléctrica es masculina, la energía magnética es femenina. Los ángeles entienden muy bien de estos dos aspectos. Es más, hay arcángeles que trabajan puntualmente con la energía magnética o femenina.
¿Cuáles?
Por ejemplo, Chamuel, Gabriel, Sandalfón.
¿Qué diferencia y cómo trabajan sutilmente cada uno de estos tres con la energía femenina?
Sandalfón trabaja muy bien con lo que es el anclaje a la tierra de la energía femenina, con todo lo que es la madre tierra, la maternidad, el sustento, la prosperidad, la misión. Gabriel trabaja cuando estamos esperando una oportunidad, algo nuevo que llegue a nosotros, pero trabaja muy bien la cualidad femenina porque es el más femenino de los ángeles que se representa, ¿no?, en las pinturas.
Ah, mira.
Bueno, se dice que en el momento que tuvo que aparecerse, era un momento que las mujeres no podían ser visitadas por hombres estando solas, entonces él adoptó esa forma también para que María se sintiera cómoda.
Y tal vez por eso también nos permite reconectar con esta energía, sacar hacia afuera la energía femenina, tanto los hombres como las mujeres, ¿no?
Tal cual. Chamuel ayuda mucho a la mujer a empoderarse, ¿sí? La autoestima, la integración. Las mujeres somos cíclicas, somos lunáticas, es parte de nuestra energía.
Lunáticas no quiere decir locas.
No. Aunque
Lunáticas,
un poquito de locura siempre tenemos, que está bueno también, es animarse.
Esta conexión con la luna, con la energía del ciclo.
Totalmente. Cada semana, viste que la luna va cambiando las fases, entonces nos trae una energía nueva.
O sea que yo no tengo una esposa, tengo 4 esposas en la
Totalmente,
misma.
sí.
Que además
Todos.
van cambiando.
En algunas mujeres se puede ver más que en otras, ¿sí? Pero vamos mutando de la doncella, virgen, la niña, a la madre, a la hechicera.
Cada una de estas sería como
y a
un
la
ciclo de la
anciana
luna.
sabia. Claro, cada una es un ciclo de la luna, una semana.
¿Y qué nos enseña cada uno de estos ciclos sobre la energía femenina?
Bueno, las primeras dos, que es la doncella y la madre, es una energía muy puesta en el afuera, con mucha vitalidad, energía, donde sale nuestra maternidad, donde sale nuestra niña interna. Y las otras dos, que corresponden con las lunas más oscuras, no porque sean malas, sino que son más retrospectivas, para entrar adentro de uno, no tenemos tanta fuerza vital, pero sí mucha conexión. Con nuestro interior, con nuestra esencia.
Hacemos menos fuerza, pero la hacemos mejor.
Claro, el tema es que la mujer cuando va trabajando en sí las va integrando y se formaría lo que se llama la diosa total.
¿Qué pasa cuando nosotros nos conectamos con estas energías o cuando aprendemos a reconocerlas dentro del ser? ¿Qué experiencia tenés cuando en tus talleres, por ejemplo, alguna persona se reconecta con esto y las integra?
Y sanás, integrás partes perdidas. La energía femenina ha sido muy desmembrada. Vos también tenés energía femenina, tenés los dos aspectos.
Claro.
Yo también tengo masculina.
En los años 80 no me dejaban tenerlo,
Claro.
pero ahora puedo tenerlo.
Ahora
Estamos en el
sí,
siglo XXI.
tal cual. Se nota en los hombres esto
Claro.
también. Pero es un momento que siempre el planeta pasó por patriarcados y matriarcados. Y es un momento de fusión.
O sea que esto de elevar o reconocer la energía femenina no tiene que matar la energía masculina de ninguna forma.
No, para nada.
Sería como reintegrarse las dos energías y dejar
Exacto.
este ciclo de patriarcados y matriarcados.
Y es para dar el salto cuántico, es para dar el salto a otra dimensión
Tal
de
cual.
conciencia. Es la única forma hasta que no se produzca esta guerra de enfrentarnos.
Tal cual,
Sino
volvamos a
complementarnos.
complementarnos. Y aparte también me gusta esto que decís vos, que la energía femenina no está en la mujer y es masculino o femenino como sinónimo de hombre o mujer, sino que están integradas en cada uno de nosotros.
Totalmente. Estamos hablando de energía más allá del vehículo físico que traemos, ¿no? Vos masculino, hombre, y yo femenino, mujer. Las mujeres se están reuniendo mucho ahora a trabajar esto, porque la mujer como que quedó más abajo todavía que el hombre, más allá de toda esta apertura que hay. Vos fíjate que las grandes religiones no pueden llegar al mismo cargo.
Tal cual. Sí.
¿Por qué es esto?
Eh,
Bueno, es
por
lo que
lo
socialmente
odioso de no habernos reconocido de entrada.
Exactamente, exactamente. Esto va a ir evolucionando, lo vamos a ir viendo lentamente, pero ya se vislumbra.
Cuando trabajás con los ángeles, trabajás, me imagino que a través de rituales, a través de
Sí.
meditaciones, pero también tenés unos elixires que son hechos a base de esta energía, tratando de captar la energía angélica en el agua, que es un vehículo de información.
Totalmente, captamos en el agua la energía de cada coro, de cada arcángel, hay algunas fórmulas para que nos ayuden en los procesos que estamos atravesando.
¿Hay alguna de estas esencias que te funcionó muy bien cuando trabajás los pasajes en la luna? Los momentos en los que se transforma de doncella en
Sí.
cazadora. O
Estas tres que te dije,
Sí.
Ángel Custodio también ayuda mucho, pero Sandalfón mucho con estos pasajes. Antes eran iniciáticos. Cada vez que la mujer, por ejemplo, tenía su primera menstruación o su primera luna,
Sí.
mejor llamarlo, este puede ayudar mucho cuando las mujeres tienen dolor, porque es un cierto, a lo mejor un rechazo interno, no asimilar este proceso biológico, porque tendría que ser sin dolor.
Claro, tal cual. Aprendemos a dejar la necesidad del dolor y soltarlo y conectarnos con el pasaje.
Exacto. ¿Y qué nos pide nuestro cuerpo? Aparte tenemos toda la historia de nuestras ancestras, la llevamos con nosotros, y está bueno tomar lo que es herencia, lo que me sirve para construir, y dejar aquello que ha sido un bloqueo, porque a veces lo llevamos de generación en generación.
O sea que es la oportunidad aquí y ahora, cada
Sí.
uno de nosotros de sanar.
Para
y sanamos para
empoderar.
atrás y para ahora.
Sobre todo para, obvio, sanar, integrar, limpiar y empoderarte.
Silvia, ¿cuál sería el primer consejo que darías para conectarse con la energía femenina? Un primer pasito para aquellas personas que dicen, che, qué interesante esta idea. Además dice un curso que también está muy bueno.
Está bueno, una bendición de útero, una sanación. Es sentir el latido de tu corazón. La energía femenina es puramente amor.
Conectándonos con el latido del corazón, vos que estás allá, nosotros que estamos acá, y con la presencia mágica de Silvia Vázquez. Gracias, Malena, por darme esta oportunidad de hacer una entrevista más para Mente Libre TV.
Si querés saber más sobre las flores de Bach originales, tu opción es Lodner, los representantes en Argentina del Centro Bach de Inglaterra. Entra hoy a www.lodner.com.ar. Regístrate y te regalamos un curso introductorio gratuito.
Prepárate. Ya suena en tu mente otra televisión. Contenidos diferentes en tiempo real. Somos el medio para que vos puedas compartir tus propuestas con todo el mundo. Estás en la televisión del futuro. Estás en Arinfo TV.